In this video, I want to show you t-shirt websites that are similar to Teespring. Teespring is by far one of the easiest ones to use. It's one of the best with the most robust tools. It's kind of the leader in this industry. But if you do decide that you want to go somewhere else, I wanted to give you some additional options. And there are a couple of good ones out there. So one of the other ones out there, it looks similar to Teespring. It's called Teezilly, teezilly.com. Teezilly.com. It's a really good one to check out. Another popular one is called Fabralily, and Fabralily is based out of the UK. So if shipping concerns are a problem where you're afraid that your UK customers may not want to pay the extra shipping charge, you could actually go to Fabralily. Now, what most people are finding is that people are willing to pay the extra shipping to get it shipped to Australia or the UK or wherever they're located. These guys are actually based out of London, and so if you are targeting a campaign in just the United Kingdom, it may be worth checking them out. They might be a good option for you. And they have similar features to Teespring. Their design editor isn't near as good as Teespring's, and that's why we really encourage that one, but at least it gives you another option here. Another option put out by Cafe Press is called TFund. That's tfund.com. And what I like about them is they actually have some really neat pre-done designs, and they have a design editor similar to what Teespring has, and Teespring seems to be one of the easier ones to work with, but they're powered by Cafe Press, which is a huge company, so you know it's backed by a great company. And if you go over here to get started, you actually can have some pre-done designs. So I'm going to go here and choose start your campaign now. So we're going to go, or excuse me, let's go right back here, and we're going to go get started, choose design ideas, and let's say that we want to do a design related to military and politics. So let's go here, and we know that, like, let's say Veterans Day is coming up, so we want to choose a pre-done design. Let's see, and actually this one here, Home of the Free because of the Brave, that one's a sharp looking design. And let's say that we want to go with a made in the US shirt, t-shirt. So we'll choose that product and let that load up there. Okay, so now we could actually choose our product color here. And we could put that on like a white t-shirt because that's probably going to look the best there. And then you could, edit this design if you wanted to, if it allowed you to, which it does not. So we're just going to go to next step here. And what you see here, this is the design here. So you can pick how many do you expect to sell. So you could say, let's start with 20, for example. And the problem is right here, though, the more colors you get on some of these designs, the lower your margins are going to be. Same thing with Teespring, though. So you're looking at $20.79 minimum. So you have to price that shirt pretty high in order to make money. So this is one of those where if you're going to use one of their pre-made designs, you may want to play around with it a little bit. Like if I just choose this design here for a different shirt that's not made in the US, and I go with a more generic design, it's going to pull up a little different pricing model for me. So we could come over here and let's just go to the next step here. And notice now that different t-shirt design actually dropped the price dramatically. So if we're going to price this, our minimum order now is $7.80. So let's say we just want to price this shirt here at $16.99, let's say. So that means our profit, if we sell 50 of them, is going to be $459. If we sell 10 of them, our profit will be $7.30 a piece, and it goes up with the volume that you sell. And so this is really good because you can set like a lower campaign goal. And what you're going to do here, and then obviously if you sell more, then you're going to sell more. And then they have a profit estimator, so you could actually go in and say, what am I going to sell based on how many. Let's say that we have a goal of 275 and your price is $16.99. It will actually tell you you're going to make $3,082, and your price goes down dramatically the more you sell, kind of like Teespring does. So you're just going to click on next, and you could go in, give your campaign a title, do a campaign video, put in some phrases. And this tool is just really cool. So you can play around with what kind of shirts and what design. But I really like the way Cafe Press does it, because they actually have some really cool looking designs already ready to go and that you could start using. So again, we'll go back here. The military one, there's sports ones that you can modify. So you could take these pre-done designs and actually modify them. So like here's one, soccer mom, or here's another one like Seahawks football. And you can go in and play around with these different designs. So tfund.com is one that you can definitely play around with. And right here, here's a really good one for basketball lovers. I Heart Soccer. That one's a really cool design if you had people that really like soccer. Love with the soccer ball being right there. I believe in my cheerleader. You wish you could play like a girl. Practice hard, play strong, love the game. So just some cool designs you could do for people that are really into different sports as well. So T-Fund gives you that flexibility. And then it's obvious with T-Fund though, you want to play around with which garments you choose, because your profit margins are going to dictate heavily based on what garments you go with, kind of like with Teespring as well. The next service that I want to tell you about is called Print Aura. It's a little bit different than some of the other ones. They offer what's called direct to garment printing, which means there's no inventory required, kind of like Teespring, and there's no minimum order though. So they could run on just one t-shirt. So what you actually do here, if you go here to how it works, they'll do like actual drop shipping for you. So you submit your orders and it will add your orders quickly, and you can choose from over 100 styles of shirts, and your customers will it'll actually ship them out. And they have a tool so you could have your own e-commerce store using WooCommerce. So you could turn your WordPress site into an e-commerce store with your own designs, selling your own designs on it. So if we click on pricing up here, kind of wanted to demonstrate this for you. So here's a Gildan men's t-shirt, and let's say we go with like this gray colored shirt. Your fulfillment cost with it printed up is going to be $16.75. So you decide what your profit is after that. You're going to determine this is what I'm going to charge for this particular shirt. I'm going to charge $23.95. Your profit margins here are nowhere near as profitable as they're nowhere near as profitable as if you were going with Teespring or Fabralily or Teazilly or Tfund, but it is something if you wanted to have an entire t-shirt type store where it drop ships the shirts for you, where there's only they can actually print them up on a minimum run of one. You could check out printaura.com. So these are some other options for getting your Teespring, for getting t-shirt sales on the internet.